Welcome to the final episode of our series, Voices from the Edge of the World. Today we travel to the heart of northern Australia, to a region called Arnhem Land, where one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth still lives, the Yolŋu people. For tens thousands of years, the Yolŋu have kept alive a deep and rich worldview known as the Dreaming Time, a spiritual universe where past, present, and future are woven together. Here, the creation, ancestral memory, and daily life are one and the same. Join me to discover how the Yolngu live, what they believe in, and how they protect a legacy that connects us to the very origins of the world. For the Yolngu, everything is connected. There is no division between the spiritual and the material. The land, animals, trees, rivers, people, all are part of the sacred web. From a young age, children learn by watching nature and listen to the stories of their elders. Each clan has its own songs, dances, totems, and colors that link them to specific territories. These aren't just symbols, they are a ways of living and belonging. To live as a Yolnu is to understand that walking on the land is like walking over the living story of your ancestors. The dream time is much more than a creation myth. It's a spiritual and philosophical framework that guides Yolnu life. In this worldview, the dreaming time is the secret moment of creation when ancestral beings shape the world. But it's also a continuous present. These stories aren't just remembered, they are lived. Every river, hill, or star has its origin in the dreaming and is connected to an ancestral spirit. These energies still inhabit the landscape. That's why walking through Yolnu land is like walking through a sacred map. These stories also define social rules, moral values, and the relationship with the environment. In many of these stories, ancestral beings travel across the land, creating mountains, rivers, and species, leaving their energy behind. These secret paths, called songlines, are still walked, sung, and remembered. One of the most important figures is the rainbow serpent, a symbol of water, fertility, and transformation. In many communities, this being is honored as a giver of life, but also as a force that demands respect and balance. In today's globalized world, the Yolngu face the challenge of staying rooted while embracing the present. They found ways to adapt without losing their identity, combining modern education with traditional wisdom, using digital media to share their songs and teachings, and standing up for their autonomy. During colonization, the Yolngu were displaced, silenced, and made invisible. Yet they never stopped singing their songs or telling their story. In 1963, they sent the historic Yirrkala bark petition to the Australian Parliament, a document written on a tree bark that combined traditional Yolngu art with legal text, demanding their land's rights to be respected. It was the first time an indigenous community had their voice heard in the national legislature. Since then, they work to keep their language, art, and traditional education alive. Today, many Yolngu combine ancestral knowledge with modern tools to preserve their culture. One example is Dr. Junipingu MacGregor, the first Yolngu medical doctor who blends Western medicine with Yolngu values. He works to improve health in indigenous communities, promoting more respectful, human, and culturally aware approach. Take a moment. Imagine yourself in Arnhem Land, that remote corner of Australia where the air breathes memory. The red sand slips through your fingers. while the sound of the yaki blends with the sounds of birds. Here, time slows down and the everyday becomes sacred. Throughout this series, we walk alongside the Inuit, the Maori, and now the Yolŋu, peoples from different places, but all carry a deep wisdom that the earth doesn't belong to us, we belong to it. They remind us that living well isn't just about moving forward, but also remembering, respecting, and caring. That listening to the world is a way of listening to ourselves. In our next episode, we will leave Australia behind and head to the Atlantic Ocean, discover the Canary Island. There, we'll explore traditions, mysteries, and the connection between the land, the sea, and much more. Thank you for taking this time, for giving yourself this moment, and for listening to the voice of the world. Sometimes the most valuable things aren't what we see, but what we feel when we step away from the noise, the screens, and the rush of daily life. Special thanks to Internet Archive for making it possible to access authentic Yolngu sounds and music. Until next time.